Okay, all right. Let's start our session today. Nice to meet you, e-meet you, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Julia, and I'm a product marketing manager here at PeopleForce. This webinar, as you may understand, will be in English because we have a lot of people joining us from different countries and also continents. That's why we want to make this event international. So today I'm going to show you all the hottest updates of PeopleForce that we have released this summer. I will show you all the main features, all the cool features that have been already in the platform, and also provide you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're going to release in the nearest future, so in the nearest releases. So stay with me today for a 1-hour session, a little bit longer maybe, as we have also provided for question and answer session after the webinar, after the main session, I wanted to say. So this is actually our second webinar, what's new one. And the first one was quite successful. We have received positive feedback from you and also a lot of questions in the chat. That's why we decided to continue this session. And I hope you will find it useful for you. And in order to be even better for you, I would like to encourage you to post all your questions in the chat about all the features I'm going to present to you today, the past one, the new one, and something that you are expecting from us. We are all ears and welcome all your questions, so don't be shy. I also have my wonderful colleagues that will be supporting me today in the chat and also answer some of these questions. And if not, I will be on the QA session after all the main part is done. So if you haven't subscribed to our product updates, so our newsletter, I encourage you to do so using this QR code, because I'm going to show you something that's coming soon to PeopleForce. And if you don't want to miss these updates, please open our emails, open our in-app messages in the platform, and you will be all in the loop of what's going on in PeopleForce and what's already up to. So this session is also being recorded, kind of housekeeping, and you will receive a recording after the webinar, probably, hopefully tomorrow, in the email. So, and if you cannot make it till the end today, you can always come back and watch this webinar later. Okay, so what I'm going to present to you today is continuing counts of 3 parts. First of all, I'm going to show you all the main core HR updates that are relevant to all our clients, and mainly the main feature that we have recently introduced, electronic signature. Also, I will show you a bit of enhancement and improvements that we've done to workflows. Afterwards, we will move to recruit product, so our ATS, and if you are a client and using our ATS, this is something interesting for you as well. So stay with me for a bit longer until and hear what I'm going to share with this on the recruiting model. And also this third part will be about performance product updates, so everything that we've done to performance management, performance reviews, objectives, and a new feature that we have also introduced recently, a bigger one, calling regular feedback. Okay, so before we jump into the main part, and I will live demonstrate you all the features and improvements, I want to share with you some of our latest achievements that we are proud of. We have received this summer 2 new awards from G2 Crowd website. This website makes product comparisons in different categories, and we've been recognized as the top trending human resource management system among other products. You can see on the grid how high are we in satisfaction and momentum score. And also we have been highlighted and acknowledged as one of the top 3 most popular and trending ATS among other competitors and other products that are in our category. So you can see on the grid that it's made of user ratings, actually user satisfaction. And on behalf of PeopleForce, I want to thank you all for giving us these heights and these scores, because it's all based on your positive feedback, your ratings, reviews, and this is the acknowledgement for us as a top, as a product that is on high performing top passes. So thank you very much again. Okay, so now let's get to our main part, and this part is going to be about all our updates, main updates, the hottest one, the coolest one about in the core HR product. And first of all, I want to start, I think, with the main feature of this summer is electronic signature. I hope you've heard that we have recently introduced it, and maybe some of you have already tried and trialing it right now. This feature is still in beta, and if you want to join this beta and try this signature for yourself, you can contact us at support or contact your sales representative in PeopleForce, and we will enable this feature for you. Also, important note here that electronic signature is available for clients on the professional plan only. Okay, so now with our electronic signature in PeopleForce, you can send and digitally sign documents with everyone in your company, so with all your employees. And what's very important here is that after the document is signed, you can it will be automatically saved in the employees folder, so in the appropriate employee profile. So we've eliminated all this manual work for you that you've been doing before, and all the third-party tools that you've been probably using for signing documents and then uploading it to PeopleForce manually. Now you can use PeopleForce for that and cover all your e-signing needs in our platform. Also, a couple of highlights here that you need to know about our electronic signature is that it's legally compliant globally. We meet international standards like eIDAS, it's an European Union legislation, also eSign and UETA Act, it's for United States, and also we follow eSignature legislations in Latin American countries, in different countries, because they have several one, and it's somewhere different. If you want to know more about the compliance of our electronic signature, please use this QR code that I have attached here. You will be redirected to our knowledge base article where you can read more details about our compliance, the countries, and what kind of legislation we follow. Also, we have all the necessary security measures in place for our digital signature. Every signature is protected with advanced encryption, and we also provide you with the audit trail after the document is signed, and also a signature certificate that you can download, which is fully compliant also with eIDAS, local legislations all over the world, and of course, GDPR. Okay, so this is the main points that you probably need to know before start using our electronic signature. And I want to share now with you the live demonstration of the main use cases that you can cover with our eSignature. So I will go to PeopleForce right now, to my demo account. I hope you see it well, and I hope you see and hear me well as well. So first thing first, everything starts with the documents. And of course, uploading a document to PeopleForce. So let's assume I would like to renew my employee contract with some of my employees, and I will need to choose the folder and also upload a sample document that I have prepared here. And this is pretty familiar, I think, for those who are using documents in PeopleForce, so nothing new here. After that, we can assign the document to employee and also request a signature at once. So I have a preview of my document here, and I also have some places where I need some employee to sign the document. So first thing first, I would need to choose who is going to sign the document. So from whom I need the signature. Let's assume it would be Brand. And I also put a check mark to request his signature. As you may notice, you can actually select a couple of employees or all at once to request signatures from them. This is the use case when you need to sign documents with a lot of people. The document is not individual, so it's kind of a template, for example, some of the certification that everyone passed and needs to be signed individually. So you can send this document to multiple people, and they will all receive their copy. They will need to sign it, and once it is signed, it will be automatically saved in their employee folders. So this is a more less frequent use case than just a signature from one person. So I will go and stick with the first use case. So after I requested the signature, I just need to send it, and it takes some time to upload it to the system. Let me check. Yes, here is my document, the recent one that I want Brand to sign. It's in pending status. So here in this menu in the documents, you can also check all the statuses of the documents for which you've requested signature. So it could be signed, like here, already signed. It can be pending. That means that we are waiting for a signature. And also it means it can be, for example, rejected if the employee for some reason reject the document to be signed. For our use case, it's pretty straightforward for those who are sending the document. You can always check the status of the document in the appropriate employee folder. Let me first find Brad. So in his profile in documents, remember I choose the agreements folder for this. Here is this document that I'm awaiting signature for. It's in pending status, and I can always go and check what's the status of this document in the folder or in the whole list. But it may be not that convenient if you have a lot of documents to be signed. Better to go to the employee profile. So how this process looks for Brand. So it's also very important to be smooth for employees that need to sign this document. So that's why I'm going to log in as Brand and show you how this process looks like for him. First of all, he will receive an email notification to sign the document, but he also will have a task in to-dos like this to sign the document. So all he needs to do is to click on sign button, follow the notifications and tooltips. Here, this is the preview of the document that I used as a template. He can read it, of course. He needs to accept the privacy policy and agree the processing of his data. This is very important due to the legislation. That's why we are compliant. And if he's not doing it, the signature cannot be collected. After he accepts it, he will be redirected. He will need to choose the place where to put his signature, for example, for the employee. And voila, just sign the document. This is kind of a draft template for me. He can also use the QR code to sign the document on mobile and just accept it. So once he signed this, but this, you can just adjust the size, the placement, where to put the signature, and just send this document back. Yes, so the document was signed successfully. We can close this tab. Brand will receive a notification, and also HR will receive notification that document was signed, the person who sends this document, and also a copy of signed document will be attached to the email along with the audit trail and certificate. Let me check. Yes. So how to prove that the document was signed? You will just go to maybe documents, for example, and see that the document was signed by Brand, and we can have his signature here. Here it is. Don't pay attention to this sandbox watermark. It's because this signature is in beta. It's just for testing and trying for yourself. Of course, when we introduce it officially, all these will be removed. So the document is sent. It is also as you will see, is automatically in Brand's profiles in his document folder, and it's done. So this is pretty straightforward and quite smooth, in my opinion, for signing. But we also have a couple of different use cases that our signature can cover as for now. So for example, when you need to sign documents in bulk, let's assume these are payslips. In some countries, payslips needs to be signed by employees all the time, so each month. And I will show you how to do this and choose 3 documents. For example, I have prepared payslips for our employees. They are named for sure. I can assign each person, a correct person, appropriate person for each payslip to according documents. So we have 3 documents here. As you see, these are my payslips that are that belongs to different people. So what I need to do now is, first of all, choose the person who needs to sign this document. For example, this would be Caitlin, and I would need to request her signature here. Then I can go to another document as well, choose another person to sign it. For example, let it be Brad again, and also collect his signature. You can do this for all the documents that you uploaded. In my case, it's 3. Just now I'm not going to send it because the process is the same as I showed before. So you will choose the appropriate employee and just send these documents for signature. They will receive notification, and the flow will be the same as I showed previously. We understand that, as you know, that we just recently introduced this feature, so it's brand new, and we understand that it needs a lot of improvements and polishing and more features and enhancements to add. That's why I would like to show you the designs and mockups of the features of the improvements that are going to be very soon for our eSignature that probably you've requested, and we understand that it's very important to automate your job and also to eliminate all the manual work from here. So first thing first, it's very related to the previous use case that I showed when you need to upload documents in bulk. And you need, for example, multiple signers on the same document. So we understand that document normally is signed by 2 people or even more, depends on the document. And of course, you would like to do this in PeopleForce. And with the next release, we are going to and you will be able to do this because you could request signatures from multiple people on the same document, and it will be sent to these people, to these employees in parallel. For example, on the screenshot, you will see that we have requested signature from Alejandro as an employee to sign the payslip, and also, for example, his manager or CEO or any other person in the company who needs to sign this document as well. And the next one is, apart from multiple signers, also regarding the payslips or any other document that you need to do in bulk and just to save your time and eliminate all the previous manual work I showed, we're going to introduce the possibility to auto-match employees with documents. So basically how it's going to work is you will need to upload a document and also enable this toggle for auto-matching the document. And we will and also choose which kind of parameters, so which kind of criteria you want to match the document with employee. For example, in this screenshot, I used first name, last name, employee ID, tax ID, and email. These all fields are present in my documents, and PeopleForce will scan the document, will search for these fields, and once find employee with all these parameters, he will show you and he will introduce you and say that this person is probably the one that needs to be assigned to this document. You can skip this suggestion, so we suggested, or you can accept it. So that's why you would not need to choose all these people from the list that I showed before all the time. You have 3, 4, 5, 10, or 100 documents. So automation will be also available in the nearest releases along with multiple signers. Okay, so what else I wanted? I could talk about electronic signature even more, but this is enough for dropping down and having an interest from you. Please, if you have questions, and probably you have, please put them, paste them in the chat, and while I'm holding the session, my colleagues will answer. I will come back to them a little bit later. Also, the last thing that I wanted to share about electronic signature is that we have come up for a pricing model for it. And if you're interested and plan to use electronic signature in PeopleForce and would like to learn the price, more details about pricing, you can reach out to our sales representative or to support, and they will be able to provide you on how we're going to charge our clients for using the electronic signature. Okay, let me just do a short pause to understand if you really hear me and actually if you see me, because I didn't do the checkup and it's things that I'm just talking to myself. Just a second. Okay, I've just checked the translation is fine. Sorry for this pause. I was just curious if everything is all right. Seems like fine. Okay, so next thing that I wanted to share with you for core HR is actually improvements to our workflows. And the main improvement here is we have added a new action to our workflows called request a form. So if you're using forms in PeopleForce, you probably know that we have lots of forms, and one of them is an employee change request form. This form is designed for managers to update employee profiles. So for example, when you need to update their skills or maybe job position, job level, or maybe bonus information that you need to keep relevant and accurate all the time. This form is help you collect this data and automatically update employee profiles. So it's designed mainly for managers or supervisors who are in charge of keeping the employee profiles, specific fields of the employee profiles accurate. And so we've decided that it's very handy and convenient to use this action as a change request form, employee change request form in a workflow. And the use case for that would be automating the process of changing these updates. So as an HR, for example, you probably, if you're using this form for managers, you remind them to update employee profiles via different channels in email, in Slack, and any other chat maybe that you use. But now we decided that you can do this all in PeopleForce and automate this job and without all the extra hustle, and all the reminders, error-free form updates will be in PeopleForce. So workflows this here works all the same. We just added the new action. You can choose what kind of form needs to be updated. For example, I have prepared several ones like salary update or additional compensation. So I want the manager to update all of his team members with additional compensation in their profile. Maybe it could be bonuses. Also, I choose the manager or the person who needs to do this, who will receive this task to update the information, and just launch this workflow. So once the HR or the person responsible for the workflows launch this process, a manager or the person who is in charge of changing the forms will receive a task in to-dos, which is called, like I called it, to fill the form for additional compensation. And they could already, it's not just a task, a reminder, they could actually submit this form and update all the fields here, and these updated information will be automatically renewed in the employee profile. So this is just the form I used. You probably have another one with your own fields. This actually doesn't matter that much. I'm not going to fill it to show it because nothing changed here and it's just the same. The thing is, the most benefit here is that you don't need to use any other tools or just be happy or not happy that managers forget to change the employee information on time. You can trigger the workflow, make them reminders, and make them tasks in PeopleForce to do so, with also a due date and with review process. So everything in place to do this automatically. And you will just forget that you need to do some other extra work to encourage this process to be made on time and correct. Also, because they're using the form, it's also less chances to make mistakes when manager updates this information. Okay, so I'm not going to fill the form because it looks the same, and just wanted to show you that you can use any employee change request form now in the workflows. In my case, it was bonus updates, but it could be anything that your managers are in charge to update in the employee profile. Okay, now let's come back to our presentation, and the next improvements and next features I want to share with you will be about Recruit product, so our ATS. And if you're using ATS, please stick a little bit longer with me and hear what I'm going to say and what I want to share with you. Or maybe if you're interested to use our ATS, it would be also useful for you to know what we've been up to and maybe consider using it in the future. So one of the features that we've released a while ago, maybe months ago, were custom fields for career site. We've been requested for this feature for some time already, and we have introduced it finally. Basically, if you have requested it, you probably understand what it's about, and I will show you briefly that Now you can add any custom field to your vacancy on our career site, so on your career site in PeopleForce, to gather all the necessary candidate data, all the details, and make this your pre-screening process much faster and more accurate. So probably you know that if you're using the career site, you know that we had only a couple of default fields on our career site that were not customizable, and you definitely needed more to make the pre-screening process better, and also, of course, collect more data from candidates, a necessary one. So we finally added these fields, and how it's going to look for you, I will just briefly show that once you have a vacancy, let me choose the better one. This doesn't matter actually. Let's have a customer success manager vacancy. When you add it, you can go to the application form tab, and here I have all the default fields that were already preset, but I have an option now to add a field from my list, which are actually links, which are actually fields from your vacancies previously that you created beforehand. So probably you will see the list of all the fields that you already use for vacancies, and now you can just add it to the career site. So for example, I would like to use languages field so that the candidate can fill the level of their language skills, for example, to understand what kind of skills they have from the list, and maybe desired salary, why not? So once I put them and make them, for example, required, let's save this. And when I go to preview my application form, I can see that I have languages filled here, which I just added, and the person, for example, can, when applying, can select the language, their language. They can also write the skills or choose from the drop-down menu. I have a drop-down menu filled, so this would be relevant skill set that you have preset in PeopleForce before. So this is customizable for you. And also a desired salary, I can write some figure, and also can choose, the currency. So, okay, so this is pretty straightforward. So once you receive these applications, of course, all these fields will be filled with data by candidates, and you will see them in their candidate profile. Now, okay, going back to another feature that we are not have released yet, but are going to do soon, and I hope in the nearest release and the nearest product update. So if you're will be interested to use it, please check our updates and open our emails and see what we're up to. This is the feature, it's called job multiposting. So let's please try to get used to this wording, because this is what we're going to use in platform in our communication. What this feature does for you, what is the main benefit, is that you will be able to post your vacancies from PeopleForce on over 3,000 global and local job boards all over the world, to promote your vacancy, to promote your openings, to, of course, reach more candidates, and, of course, receive their applications, all from one platform in PeopleForce. So you don't need to go to each site anymore and post your vacancies manually there. You can just choose the websites you need in PeopleForce, pay for the placement, and automatically then receive applications from these websites to PeopleForce. So again, we are on the way to automate your work, but also help you promote your vacancy, because you would need more candidates, definitely. And it's a lot of time, takes tons of time to actually make this work done and receive applications from candidates. But first of all, we are going to release this feature gradually. It means that not all 3,000 websites will be available at once. We will start from first 5, this one that you see on the screen right now. First of all, yes, LinkedIn will be there. I will tell a little bit more about LinkedIn posting later. Or you can, if I forget, you can always ask me in the chat, because we have a lot to cover today. And so we will start from these 5 websites, which you can test for yourself once it's available. And once we release it, please don't be scared if you don't see this option, this feature in your account. Please write to your support or customer success manager, and we will enable this feature for you. Okay, I have gladly, I have to show you, I can show you how it's gonna work because I already have it on my Teijin account, and I will show you how it will, where to find it and how it's gonna look like for yourself and what are the options are here for you. Okay, so I have a vacancy here and I will need to go to campaigns. If you're attentive enough, you will see that we have renamed promotions tab to campaigns right now. Not right now, but in the release that will follow with job multiposting. So it will be named campaigns. Why campaigns? Because we consider each job board as a promotion campaign for your vacancy. So every job board that you add is like a separate campaign. That's why we will stick to this naming in the future. So once you publish your vacancy on our career site, so it should be enabled first of all, you can add a campaign and you can choose from the list of job boards that are available right now. As I said, we will start with small amount first of all, but we will introduce gradually more of them, and you will have a list of everything you could search for. For example, let's see that I would like to add LinkedIn and no fluff jobs, for example. You will see that the prices for placement for a vacancy and also for how long the placement is going to be active. After you edit, you will see the price for these promotions, so for these placements. And normally you will go and need to fill the information. So job description is something that is already filled by you for career site for vacancy. And now you will need to go and fill the information for specific job boards that you have selected. As you may understand, each job board has their own required fields, and you can fill them all in PeopleForce without back and forth, without going anywhere. So yeah, it's a little bit of work here because some fields are required and are not covered by our career site, and you would need to fill them yourself. But once you've done it, you can go to the next step and the final one. And sorry, I'm not going to fill this field. There are a lot of them, but the next step is actually checkout, where you just you give the details of your payment card and just pay for the vacancies through the PeopleForce. So the main benefit here is that you don't need to go to all these websites, register your account, put the payment details there, and then come back to PeopleForce. You can do all the steps from creating the vacancy, posting, paying, promoting, and receiving candidates' application all in one platform here in PeopleForce. So for LinkedIn, I think this is one of the most important and requested job board that we've heard of from our clients. First thing first, we support only paying placements, so promo placements in LinkedIn, and unfortunately, free LinkedIn job promotion is not acceptable. But you could put the LinkedIn on LinkedIn website, email, mobile, email, LinkedIn job promotions, and job listings. So actually everywhere that LinkedIn has a sponsored placement, you would be able to post your vacancy. Now, okay, so this is a sneak peek of what is going to be released soon to Recruit. I hope you're excited as well as we are. And the last thing that I wanted to show about here is how will the analytics will look like. Let me do the screen share now. And once you have approved your vacancies on these job boards, you will start receiving applications from candidates. You will have in the campaigns tab a basic dashboard that will show you the status of your publications, how many applications you've got, what was the last time you synced the application with this job board, the vacancy with this job board, maybe you've changed something and you need to update this information, and of course the price and days left for the activeness of this vacancy. Unfortunately, I cannot show you it right now, but it will look like the same on staging as in this screenshot. Okay, so this is it for job multiposting. Please drop your questions right now, maybe later. We're always open and all ears. You can always write to our support or our sales representatives, and we can always ask questions and always answer questions. And job multiposting will be available for all our Recruit clients. Okay, Let's move on to another feature. Actually, it's another big improvement to bulk actions that we already had for vacancies and candidates. But now we have added possibility to mass email candidates from vacancies and from the candidate tab, also categorize them with tags or assign candidates to specific vacancies. Everything to improve your management productivity, more automation, less manual work. So it's better to show you on live demonstration, better to have a live demonstration right now. And I will also come back to my vacancy here and we'll show you how it works. So let's imagine, and we have this particular use case quite frequent, that you are closing your vacancy. Maybe you found already a candidate, or maybe you're just closing it, and you need to inform people on the previous stages, for example, new candidates that are just applying, about the vacancy closing, so that they are not going to be considered for this vacancy anymore. So before, you would need to go probably and email these candidates one by one manually. Now you can select them all, for example, for the stage of new candidates, or just pick anyone you need here. Sorry, I don't here, I need everyone. And you can just go and send from the bulk actions and send an email to them. I have already prepared the email template, that non-selection template, for such kind of situation. And it also pulls all the, sorry, somehow it is in Cyrillic, but this is the placeholders for the vacancy, which you can individualize the email with candidate's name, vacation name, so with your also record details of the recruiting person or hiring manager. And you can customize this template and send it to candidates that are unfortunately not going to be considered for this vacancy anymore. So once you save it, it will be sent, the email would be sent to them. You can do the same with tagging. For example, if you use tags, you can also categorize them with different tags in bulk, as well as assign them to any vacancy that you have open or closed. The same works for candidates. If you have a big candidate database and you are opening a new vacancy, for sure you would like to offer this vacancy to relevant candidates from your database, because you already have them. Why need to search for another one, first of all? So you can just, for example, filter candidates for Ruby on Rails developer vacancy. I have already filtered it. And I can also assign them all and send email to them, offering them to consider. Sorry, I need to pull this. Okay. Okay, something is, sorry for this. This is a staging account. It means that something is developing right now and cannot work. It's not production. Sorry for this problem, but it works the same. You will see, you can also send the email to these people. Oh, sorry, it just took longer. You can just select, for example, job opportunity invitation, the template that I already have. And invite them to consider a new opening that you have, all in bulk. The same goes for tags or assigning them to vacancy. Okay, so have questions, please drop us in the chat. We'll come back to them during our Q&A session. Okay, let's move on to another feature, and actually to another model, to another part that we have. It's a performance module, performance product, and everything that we have improved for performance management. So if you're using performance, please also stay a bit longer and wait for the news, or probably just consider the features that we offer. Maybe it would be also relevant for your cases and for your company. So first thing first, I think in the performance, the main feature that have been released a couple of months ago this summer is actually a regular feedback. So what we are trying to achieve here, we are trying to help you build feedback-oriented culture in your organization. So and help you shift from just given feedback just once or twice per year during performance review to actively seeking and sharing it regularly. So all the researchers shows right now that employees would like to receive feedback not only once or twice per year, but constantly after completing some maybe tough project or just doing a task, and they want to know how they performed monthly or weekly, whatever basis. And this feature actually covers this use case and provides you as an HR and as a manager with a tool for employees to give feedback and also ask for it. And don't wait for any performance reviews or one-on-ones. So employees could, after finishing some tasks, they could ask for feedback from their manager or from their colleagues with whom they worked on the project. Or maybe they are generous enough and they want to praise and want to share feedback about someone who has been working for and they will be very satisfied with. For HR, it's a really a great opportunity to keep improving and engaging employees, so building a culture of continuous improvement. Let's frame it like that. And for managers, it's a big win-win because you can request feedback about your team members, so about your team subordinates from anyone in the company or for people who've been working with them, just to use it for one-on-ones, maybe for some performance reviews, some, I don't know, bonuses or whatever basis you have there. And also you can use it to prepare for one-on-one meetings and keep track of your team's progress. So regular feedback is private. It's not something publicly shared. I will show you it a bit later, but it's not like a praise that everyone will have access to. It's private between employees and their managers who are sharing or giving their feedback. So I think the better is to actually show you how it works. And feedback can be accessed in the Me menu by feedback tab. Here is the place, like PeopleForce is the place where you can navigate all the feedback, give it, request it, and share it. And in feedback tab, you will have access to the feedback that you have received about yourself, the feedback that you have given to someone, the feedback that was requested by you, and you need to leave this feedback to say something nice and positive about the person, and also the feedback that you have been requested. Important note here is that if you want your employees, your team members to use this feature, you would need to enable permissions for feedback in the settings. That's why otherwise they will have to they could have access to this feedback, given feedback in the Me menu and also in the quick add button. So it's up to you if you decide to use this feature for all employees and they want encourage them to share and give feedback. And we also noticed that it's very convenient and good to make some trainings to understand and to teach them how to provide feedback, because we want it to be positive and constructive, and this is something to work on. That is why the feedback is not public and it's private, and you can choose the privacy, like the level of privacy for the feedback that you provide or that you give. So when you give feedback, you can actually give feedback about anyone in the company. And also you can decide if this feedback would be private, so just for this person, if it would be shared between him or her and their managers, or just for their manager to see it. Maybe you would like to praise it or maybe not. The same it goes for the requesting feedback. You can actually, as a manager, you can request feedback about your subordinates. So for example, for anyone in your team, and you can ask the people that have been working with them lately to understand how they perform, how they act, how is their mood, anything. And also maybe the most frequent use case is I myself would like to ask feedback about myself from my manager, for example, or for my colleagues that I'm working in a team. So this is basically like this. You can give feedback or ask questions, what you want to learn, and just request it. Everything will be reflected in this tab, and once you receive a feedback, you will have a notification and can go and access it in PeopleForce. So encourage you to try it, and because all the trends and research shows that Performance reviews are really like a coloss that is very heavy on HRs and managers all the time, but a lot of people actually need more feedback during their work. Okay, and let's move on to another feature and improvement to our performance reviews. We have added the possibility to add any role, so any person, actually any custom reviewer to your performance review cycles. So apart from managers, self-reviews, peer reviews, upward reviews, you can now add anyone with employee field, like anyone in the company as having a role to performance review cycles. So normally it's designed, and the most frequent use case is when you would like to add supervisors or mentors of the person to give their feedback about it during the performance review cycles. So this is the feature that can support this use case and support this. I'm going to show you how it's work. It's really straightforward. I have prepared some kind of a template a review cycle, and when you create it, you will go to reviews, and you will see that apart from managers, you can now add a reviewer, which has a custom role. And I have already custom roles as mentors and supervisors in my team. For example, I will choose mentor, and I can also choose, which is very important and very handy and convenient, is that I can choose a special question template for this person, because obviously they have different templates from managers, questions to ask them from managers, and from self-reviews, you would get a better feedback if you prepare specific questions for them. And of course, afterwards, you will have a broader feedback for review of this person. So you can create employee reference fields with different roles and choose the mentor, and the person who is having this role will receive a notification to review, to be part of the review cycle for an employee and answer specific questions. Also, you can now add, apart from it, also a part of the reviews, but a different feature and improvement, what was quite requested, is that you can now add additional participants to an ongoing review cycle. Before, once the review was launched, you could more participants to it, and it was not very convenient, because in most of cases you realize that you would need more people, or maybe forgot to add someone. Now you can do this, add any person to an ongoing review cycle, but before it is locked. So if you do not the review cycle before it's finished, you can add anyone. Okay, the last improvement, the last feature for the performance product, so for performance managers, is related to OKRs. And we have added the possibility to assign different weights to key results in OKRs. That will allow you to better prioritize the key results, right? And measure the progress of the objective, so of the mother objective, much more accurately. So if you're using the OKR framework, you probably understand the necessity of having weights of KRs, because they have different impacts on the objective, and you can now have this done in PeopleForce. So I will just show you briefly where to find it. If we go to the objective, I have 3 key results here, and I can click on edit weights. And by default, all the key results are equal, so they have the same impact. What I can do, I can either play with weights and assign different weights to them. The more the number, the more the weight, the more impact it will have. And for example, like this and like this. So, or you can also put the number actually here, and the numeric number, and decide yourself the impact that it's going to be on the key result. Okay, so this is all from me. We have really 10 minutes time. This is all from me according to the product updates of this summer, the most hottest one that I wanted to share with you. I will come back to our Q&A session just in a moment. And before I do this, I would like to invite you to our webinar for HR leaders that is going to be on next week with Brigitta Taralli, who is a certified coach and mentor. and she has a lot of experience of managing teams in big corporations, for example, in the Western Union. And Brigitta will hold a webinar about a performance-driven workplace. So she will have practical advices and practical use cases, how to build a performance-driven workplace, how to set up performance reviews, how to ask right questions in order to get the better feedback, and how actually to make all this work, and what does it mean to have a performance-driven workplace. So I encourage you to scan this QR code and to register for this webinar if you have some time next week to attend it. And of course, we are always up to date and prepare our resources for you in order to keep you in the loop. You can use the QR codes if you want to read some latest blog news from us, also our product updates, or maybe help center articles. And of course, maybe you know that we have we have a portal, a possibility to submit a feature request, something that we are constantly looking for when we prioritize, build our roadmap and prioritize our features. So use these resources for yourself when you need them. We are always keeping them up to date for you. Okay. Okay, so question and answers is right now. The session is on. The active part is done. I mean, the product part is done. Let me switch to another screen and that I can go and check your questions. Sorry, if we have one. Okay. So, sorry, I'm not sure if I'm sharing anything. Okay, yeah. Sorry, just switching between screens. Okay, I have a lot of questions. I will go one by one, and what I can manage to answer, I will try. Video will be recorded. Yes. Does the question from sorry if I misspell your name, I'm very sorry for that, from Tobias Jager is, does it also work for candidates that do not have a PeopleForce account yet? I assume you ask about I don't know about what, about option only. Okay, so this is also, I think it's only, you're asking about electronic signature. I get it. Sorry, just didn't get it at the moment. No, at the moment, electronic signature will work only for employees. So the people who have registered account in PeopleForce. For recruits, so for signing with candidates, we have already an e-sign there, which you can sign offers through our recruit product with candidates. Maybe we will consider spreading the electronic signature to other modules, but for now it's only HR and also only employees. Yes, so I understand the next question is that, for example, you would need to sign the NDA with the future employee, but he doesn't have an account in PeopleForce yet. We know about this case, yes, and we are working to resolve it. Probably there would be an option to send an electronic signature document for electronic signature collection to their personal emails through PeopleForce. And we're just thinking on where to receive it in terms of where to put the signed document. But we are working for that, and it's one of the use cases that we will be considering for Q4, so Q4 roadmap. But I cannot promise you anything. I just know, just be sure that we know about that, and we know that we have a solution for that. It's just a matter of time when we introduce it. Okay, yes, thanks. Thanks for telling me that everything was fine regarding my translation. Okay, how to set up the electronic signature in the PeopleForce. Please contact our support or your customer success manager, and they will be able to enable it for you if you're using the professional plan of PeopleForce. Okay. For electronic signature, we support docs format and PDFs. So what's the main advantage of the forms? You were creating a task for yourself. So now you don't need to do this. You can set up a workflow and put an action to request a form update from yourself or from the manager. For any person, you need this form to be assigned and updated. And PeopleForce will do the rest of the job and will prepare automatically the tasks and also the form that needs to be updated. So the manager or the person who needs to update this form will just need to click on the link, update the details, and they will be automatically saved to the employee profiles. Please create all criteria from the user profile for email overflows. Yes, we know that. Thanks for mentioning it. Yeah, I'm not obliged to share any plans as for now, and but yeah, we know we are pushing this feature to our product team, and everything should be settled once we have a Q4 roadmap. Okay, in case of job multiposting, the question from Soft Construct HR. In case of job multiposting, where will the received CVs appear? It will appear in the candidate's profile in PeopleForce. So once the candidate applies to your vacancy, you will receive a candidate profile with all the details that he has filled according with CVs and all the other fields that you marked as required for your vacancy. Okay. For performance, thank you for custom responders. You're welcome. Okay. What else? So I think I have the last question that has not been answered yet. The last one from Darina. Is understand correctly, the feedbacks are stored in separate space and not in team members' performance tab. Correct. Okay, yes. So the first step, the feedback was introduced just recently, and yes, it's only accessible in the Me tab for in the employee's profile and also for their managers in the Me tab. It's not yet stored in performance, but we will definitely we consider to add it there because it's quite logic to place it there. It's just not yet there. But the big idea and the big picture here is that we want you to use this feedback for performance reviews and for one-on-ones, and we also want you it to be accessible where it is necessary needed. Yeah, when you set up, for example, in one-on-one or in a widget of a performance review. So yes, it's still now it's still in Me tab, but we are thinking of adding it to more places so that the manager and also HR can access it when they set up other performance necessary goals. Okay. Hasn't been full permission to access to all of them. Yes, I think I may be incorrect, but I think all the admin, the main admin, so with the full rights, has access to all feedbacks. Yes. Yeah, I think it's all for the questions. You can always, if you recall some questions that you haven't asked yet, you can also write to us at support and we will answer them all. Regarding pricing and all the features that I've shared, you can always contact our sales representative or a customer success manager. And so we are all ears, so we are here to help you answer. And yeah, I think I'm just on time, just 1 minute left for the last question. If no, then I think we can wrap it up and make it successful. I hope you I hope you all like it and hope it was useful for you because we want to continue doing this. And so we expect that you will find it also useful for yourself. Yeah, I would also like to have webinars periodically regarding different topics. It's just a matter of resources. But yeah, you mean about the product and all the features, of course. That's my priority and that's my job. So thank you for the request and I wait for the news about the new topics then. Okay, coming back to the main screen. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, wrapping it up. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day and the rest of the day and a great end of summer. And we will come back with news very soon in a new quarter. Bye-bye.